Three, two, and one. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Cylon Johnson Jills Network. Today we have the teaser for season 2, episode 18, and the breakdown for season 2, episode 17. Episode 17 is The Captain's Hand, and if you haven't already, go watch Fridays and join us every Friday at 9 p.m. for a spoiler-free rewatch. And we'll be giving you a teaser today for Downloaded. So be on the lookout for that. It's going to be nice, short, sweet, and concise as we can make it, with a little Starbucks plug here and there, and maybe even other kinds of plugs plugged everywhere. Um, John, with that, the Jills are awesome, as we all know. So we don't have much work to do because they do all the work for us. But, with that, is there a little opening statement you would like to say about the episode before we get into this?
I said this Friday, but I'll say it again. This is an episode that I had thought initially before I rewatched it that I didn't think was that great, but rewatching it, I think it's a really strong episode, and it hits a lot of things, especially in the second, third act.
Yeah, and the whole thing is based, well, a lot of it's based on this abortion that they talked about that Rosalind let go through as being basically the last one ever allowed in the fleet. This is key coming up, and also key right now. Who is the father? I think that may be a pertinent question for later, and that's something for the Jills to chew on. Is there anything else you would like to touch on this topic? I know it's a touchy topic. I keep saying the same word over and over, but it really is. I think they handled it pretty well, especially given the dire straits of the situation. And I wasn't there Friday, so I'll shut up later. But I thought they played this really well. It didn't. It received good. The fans liked it. The critics even liked it. But got a bad TV rating for some reason. It was I don't know the exact name of the rating, but it was lower than they think they got this for black market and I think sacrifice. They felt like they were being punished for it, which I guess I could see that. But sometimes, just like John said on the rewatch, he appreciated it even more. And I have to say, I did too. I thought this was pretty subtly done, but in your face at the same time, which is hard to do. And I know I'm contradicting myself, but I will shut up now. Basically, who's the daddy?
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be somebody on the ship that she came from. And, I mean, me personally, I don't think Battlestar is so soap opera-esque that they would pull a main character in to be the father, but that might be the case. You never know. It would be a very delicate, fine line to walk to do it without it coming off as like an episode of Days of Our Lives.
I say Starbucks the father, but um, and that's pretty key. They really covered it well, and we'll kind of get into the other crux of the matter. We have Apollo becoming the born leader, the leader he was born to be, but also we have Baltar making a play here, and he also notes that they have about 18 years left on the human race after he's factored in the Pegasus. Whoa. 18 years seems like a long time, but when you think about it, till the last person's dead, it's only 18 years. I would be freaking the hell out, John.
Yeah, and it really gets to Rosalind having to make this decision. We talked about it a bit Friday night. Like for this past episode, I gave Mary McDonnell my acting chops for the week because she looks like she's almost going to get physically sick making that announcement.
Mm.
because it goes against everything she believes in, but she's like, this is the survival of the human race. And that's one of the things I love about this show. I mean, it's about hard decisions. It's about making these hard decisions that you don't want to make.
Yeah. I mean, very true, because I mean everything that goes into that. You want to give people free will, but also if giving them free will means the possible extinction of the entire species, then you have to rethink that. And whether it's right or wrong, either way, that's for the viewer to decide too. That's what's pretty good about it. Yeah, you have this general stance, but everyone has their own opinion. Everyone, I think it's most people agree. If it's your body, you should have a right to do what you want. But there's many arguments to that, and well, that's not what this channel is all about. We will philosophically discuss it, but other than that, I'm not taking a side. And with that, Rosalind basically gets smacked down by Baltar. Should she replace him? And can she? Could she at this point, drop Baltar down, drop him like a bad habit, and just replace him with someone else? Or would that just cause too much political dissension?
Well, I actually looked into it a bit, and if the colonial government has the same or very similar laws to ours, which it's kind of been made out to do so, he has to fill his term. Even if he's planning on running against her at the end of his term, he has to fill his term. So she can't just dismiss him. But when this election comes up, obviously she's going to be finding somebody else to run with her as her vice president.
Of course.
The big question is, who's that going to be?
Yeah, and would she step again over that line of laws to ensure the future there by maybe removing Baltar, just in case, something could still happen to her before this election? Maybe not. I can't tell you. But we'll move on a little bit. We got the battle sequence I know you want to really touch on. And let me see if I can at least look up some of it here. But go ahead.
Yeah, we didn't talk about it a whole lot on Friday, and just the big thing that I wanted to say is I think it's done well. I think shot well, and the CGI doesn't come across as CGI. I think the special effects they pulled off with a shoestring budget worked out really well. Attacking the base stars. And we did touch on the fact that Apollo shows the people on the Pegasus that he merits having this command, but he can handle stuff under pressure. And that scene that you just flashed by, I love that they show that, like, these pilots are upside down when they're getting launched, or half of them are, because the way the anti-gravity everything works, half of them are upside down so they can have twice as much space to launch the fighters out faster. I thought that was really awesome.
Up, down, it makes no matter.
Not in space. Yeah, and it's Starbucks. I mean, come on. Starbucks seems a little more together in this episode, but still she's more back to her Buck authority Starbuck than she has been for the past few. For the past few, she's just been kind of on a drinking binge.
Yeah, she's got her swagger back. You could definitely say. I think she's maybe stopped overthinking a lot of things, and right here she does make a couple kills and just gets right back into the groove of things. Like I said, it's a lot like an athlete. Yes, there's definitely more mental pressure here, but you have your ebbs and flows. Some days you're on, some days you're off, and especially if you got mental issues going on. That's the main thing. It's all mental, right? Especially when it comes to athletics.
I think they're showing more and more how similar she is to Saltai. Because
Mhm.
same thing when the shit's going down, she's there. She
Could
can do what it needs to be done and so forth. She's a go-to person. It's when nothing's going on and you have time to think and you have time to, you know, consume your chemical of choice or whatever that things get to be a bit of a mess.
Yeah, and could you say they're twin-emies?
Twinnies, that's a nice way to put it.
With Ty too, we don't get much, but there's something set up here that I don't know if the Jills touched on. Apollo now outranks Ty. Will that ever come up in the future? In a sense, right? It doesn't necessarily command him, but it does outrank Ty, which I think is funny.
We talked about that. The way the military set up, the Marines are somewhat separate from the Navy. So Ty being a Marine colonel and Apollo being a major is pretty much parallel, just with different branches. But if Ty were on the Pegasus, he would have to take orders from Lee.
And I'm sure he would love it. He would love.
I bet he'd just eat it up like ice cream.
And some people may be wondering why. I'm bouncing back and forth here, but we have pretty concise answers. Why abortion is legal throughout the colonies, but it's against their religion. I would also say that every colony has a different religion, and you see that some people are more progressive, and I wouldn't say that religion drives this culture. It's a lot like it is today, right? Religion is prevalent, but it doesn't really drive you until it's a necessity, like right here, or when the earth is ending. Um, yes, you have your very fervent believers, but to be honest, that's few and far between relative to the actual people living there. Now you have certain planets, like I think Gemini is a very, very religious planet. And I believe there's another one.
And abortion's illegal on Gemini.
Yeah.
That's why the girl left. And I wouldn't so much say they have different religions, but they have different denominations, and some are more uh, free based than others. Some are more free thinking, some are more dogmatic. Um, but yeah, yeah, Gemini, they're like religious zealots.
Yeah, that's a better term. You know me, I'm an idiot. I'm just kidding. No,
Not by any means.
that's exactly what I meant. And that's a great point. Great point. It's comparative to what we have here, and they did that on purpose. Of course, you're going to draw from what you know, right? You write what you know, even if it's science fiction. You're pulling from, or fantasy. You're pulling from what you know. So I
That's one
think
of the
that's pretty
first
cool.
rules of writing. Write what you know.
Let's see. Let's see. What other did they have any questions about this episode that maybe we could bother them about?
Well, they were mostly covered. Um, we covered the thing about the rank, and we covered everything with a really interesting point that I believe it was Clarissa made. Do you think Doc Cottle's really going to follow this law to the letter?
Doc Cottle follows his own rules. I don't know. It depends. He's talking about the prosecution, and Doc Cottle can be fickle, but I think if the situation arises, he knows how old he is. He knows he's lived a life. He'd be willing to sacrifice if he believes it, right? Like that's the thing. Cottle's pretty stern. So if he thinks it's right, I don't know. That's going to be imperative moving forward. He may just be willy-nilly and have him a side business. Who knows? Um, but as of right now, we did see him go a little bit to the side here and try to keep this on the back burner for the most part. She was there to meet him, right?
Yeah.
So that's already a problem that they may have to address in the next few episodes. Will he get that far? But it's not like they have an abundance of doctors, so he needs to get him an apprentice soon, or there's going to be more Billies in the
Well, he
future.
kind of has one. He has what's her name? The medic.
That saved Adama. I can't remember her name.
The one who, in the real world, she's Jamie Bamber's wife.
Mm-hmm. Damn, I can't remember her name. That bothers me.
By the way, this is delicious. Starbucks Frappuccino, vanilla flavored. Absolutely amazing. Starbucks, send us money.
Thank you, Starbucks.
We say your name like 40 times a week.
And you had the Garner and Adama aspect. What was Garner's first name? I can't remember.
Yeah, we're bad analysts. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
we really are. Today it's just sorry. But with that, you see Adama really coming to his own, and you see what he's been groomed for this entire series right now. He's pretty much been groomed for command, everything you've seen up until this point. So you could almost maybe say Apollo's hit the apex of his story arc.
Could
Maybe.
be. Also, it brings into question, with Apollo and his ability to command, how much of it's nature and how much of it's nurture.
It's a very, very good point.
And how much of it's just natural talent to command.
There's definitely some natural talent there, and D's gonna miss him, right? D's gonna miss him so much. Poor D. Let's see if this love group, I think Apollo slept with like 14 people since the start of the series. Starbuck is close behind. They are the relationship masters. Yeah, I think that's, Apollo's love life. If he wants to see D, they're going to have to jump ships, right? Unless he tries to get her a job over there or something, right? Or did I miss something?
If you include the woman in Black Market who Apollo keeps having flashbacks about, I think he slept with 5 people. And he's a serial monogamist. Starbucks just looking for a good frack.
Yeah, Apollo's just an oxymoron, man. He's just an oxymoron. He tells himself he's a serial monogamist. He comes off that way, but when you look at the evidence, Apollo's a dog. I'm just kidding. I'm trying to have fun here. Y'all better laugh.
I mean, he gets hung up on them and stuff like that. Starbucks just like pump and dump.
Yeah, except for Anders, and
For Anders.
We may or may not just see his face pop up somewhere. Who knows? They've been expecting it. Well, I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. He could just be a memory from now on that drives Starbuck to do things she does. Let's see. We got man, they covered so much. They're getting so good at this that we don't have much to do on
I
these
know.
days.
They're going to put us out of a job.
Yeah, they're putting us out of a job, man. I don't know. We might can go ahead and get in our teasers unless we think of something that pops in our head really quick. Um, you definitely got to check it out Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern. The Cylon Johns and Jills. We do a spoiler-free rewatch, and we have a bunch of fun in the chat. Bring your hashtags and all that jazz. Um,
Yes,
but
please bring your hashtags.
the next episode downloaded. I don't say this much, but damn, mind blower. Okay, just mind blower. I can't wait for the Jills to watch this.
This is one of my top 3 episodes of the entire series. Just throwing that out there. And B, yeah, Johnny's right. Your mind's gonna get blown.
Blown. It's gonna explode off of your shoulders, and then it will come back, and you'll feel high, but in a legal manner. John has a really good teaser, so I'll give mine first, as to not degrade it in any manner. So, episode is it 17 or 18? It's 18, right? Oh goodness.
Yes, 18.
Episode 18 of season 2 downloaded. So, epiphanies in your head need to see the light of day at some point. And that's a very veiled clue. And yes, that is like a riddle. But you will see the deciphering of that riddle once you watch the episode, and I think you'll enjoy it. John.
Well, I always choose song lyrics. I'm going to choose some Depeche Mode this week. Let me show you the world in my eyes.
I'm telling you, mind blower. John, couldn't have said it better myself. If you want to tell them anything you want to tell them, I'm going to shut the hell up and let the expert take us out today.
Well, I always take my notes in my Bobby Catalano Battlestar Journal, which, thank you, handmade by Bobby. Check out her stuff. It's awesome. We have a great panel. I think they're awesome and extremely insightful. We keep driving that home, but hey. Right now, I'm working on 1 track a day, Monday through Friday, to break down each episode for season 8 right after it comes out. So there should be something out later today. And then Saturday, I'll put up the vote. If you're interested in voting on last week's, please watch the season 4 vote video, because 4 p.m. Eastern today, which would be Wednesday, is the end of polling. And we're also on my channel covering, we're doing a series called Believe. Started with American Gods. We've gotten through season 2. Now we're doing some of Neil Gaiman's short fiction until Good Omen starts. Then we'll be talking about that, and that's with a member of our panel, Amy True. So hope to see you there. And I'm always hanging out with this guy.
I'm just a guy. All right. Make sure you hang out with the Baptiste and the Morrigan on Wednesdays. And Episode Club Wednesday nights. After the Morrigan and the John talk, we will be covering the final episodes of Game of Thrones. And then even on Episode Club, we'll be doing other episodes of TV shows. So check that out. And I'll be doing, if you like Battlestar Galactica, come check out my channel. I'll be starting the Expanse coverage really soon. Stranger Things, Legion, Vikings, and more that I can't think of right now, because I like to keep myself busy, but Other than that, I like great TV. And if you don't check out John's stuff, I will be pissed at you, and you'll find me in your comment section. Even if you don't have them, I will make a comment section just for you. John, what the hell did they say?
So say we all.